like beer? Do you love sports and beer? Then you're exactly where you Do you like sports? Do you like beer? Do you love sports and beer? Then you're exactly where you need to be. This is the Huebs, Views, and Brews show on 1252 Sports Chicago. Cheers. Like sports? Do you like beer? Do you love sports and beer? Then you're exactly where you need to be. This is the Huebs, Views, and Brews show on 1252 Sports Chicago. Cheers. Like sports? Do you like beer? Do you love sports and beer? Then you're exactly where you need to be. This is the Huebs, Views, and Brews show on 1252 Sports Chicago. Cheers.
Thank you for listening to 1252 Sports Chicago.
How is everyone doing? Technical difficulties gets us out a few minutes late. We're live here, Huebs, Views, and Brews, live from the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill 159 studios in beautiful downtown Lockport, Illinois. Fred Huebner, FatMike's going to join me in a minute or two. We're going to talk some Bears football. I got some questions about baseball free agency from Mike too. We get a very little beer stuff today. I'm bummed out because I missed Full Bab 2 weeks ago. I missed Prop Day the weekend over at Goose Island. So a little bummed out. I'm finally getting over my RSV. Yeah, me and infants around the world sick with RSV. And I'm not making fun of it. I know it's serious stuff, but 2 weeks. It's been a little more than 2 weeks for me to be sick. And I think now it's 16 days. And now I'm finally feeling a little bit better. Still not 100%, but working on it. Did have a chance to watch the Bears game yesterday. I felt really good in the fourth quarter. Not so good when the game ended. We'll talk a lot about that right here. Huebs, Views, and Brews. And because it is Huebs, Views, and Brews, I have a beer. But I also mentioned on Facebook a little while ago, I had a special jacket I was going to wear. Now, if you have to look very carefully, and this jacket says 820 The Score staff. Well, the Score started in 1992, and they started in January 2nd, 1992. I started in March, and I got a jacket being a staff member the first year or so. So this jacket's at least 28 years old. I found it earlier today as I'm continuing to clean out my house on the move to Lockport, my beautiful house in Lockport. A lot of boxes everywhere. The dogs are finally peeing and pooping, so now I'm in a better mood until the 3 inches of snow that may come tonight, but that's a whole other story. So, yeah, I found a bunch of Score stuff, a bunch of other things, and I'll be wearing some of it throughout the next couple of weeks on the shows. This probably could use a washing. It's been hanging up in the garage for about 7 years or 10 years, but it doesn't smell, which is good. I guess being in the garage, it was okay. So let me open my beer. Then we'll talk some Bears, and we'll get Mike over here. So we had the guys from Noon Whistle on just a little while ago, a couple weeks ago, okay? Mike and Paul were here. One of the beers they make is a highfalutin Scotch ale, and it's really good. 8.5 alcohol by volume. I had one sitting here, and I brought it the day they were here because I wasn't sure what they were going to bring. They brought this, so I'm going to crack this one open as we can sit and start talking about the Bears and the Lions. Mike's going to come on over and join me, and we will have fun talking about that beloved Bear loss. Anytime you have a 14-point through in the fourth quarter and you can't hang on, that's a bad thing. So I'm going to try this thing. Very tasty. I like Scotch ales. Let's see, who is it? Black Horizon makes a good one, and I want to say also Skeleton Key makes a good one. But Highfalutin by Noon Whistle, very, very good, very tasty, and something I'm going to continue to enjoy. Today is November 14th. Tomorrow, I think, is the final day that Goldfinger and some of the places in Downers Grove get to have outdoor seating. So I'm not sure if they close their outdoor seating yet, but if you get a chance, get on out to Goldfinger because they got their Roush beer, and they also have a December 2nd date coming up for a couple other new releases. So check all their stuff out there. I haven't had a lot of time to go over all of the beer news, but I know Goldfinger's got some stuff coming up December 2nd. A lot of places have some Bourbon County stout tastings. We'll get to that in the beer segment. But anyway, one of the headlines in the Sun-Times today said, loss to Lions is setback for progress. And I believe that. It was in Jason Leisure's column in the Sun-Times today. I believe that. I'm really tired of people saying, just keep losing. That's okay. Get a higher draft pick. The Bears need more than one high draft pick, okay? It doesn't matter if they get the 5th, the 8th, the 12th, the 14th. Whatever they get, they can use a defensive lineman, a linebacker, and God, they can use a quarterback after what we saw Jalen Johnson and Gordon do yesterday. Gordon was pathetic. I looked twice to make sure I didn't see him with any tackles. He chased a lot of people, but I didn't see any tackles for Kyler Gordon. Now, maybe I just missed it, but I looked 3 times, could not find a tackle for Kyler Gordon. On the other side, Brisker was making tackles as Mike walks by. Brisker's making tackles. Let's see. I got some other guys that made tackles here in the game. Okay. Morrow was 6. Brisker was 6 with 5. Robinson with 5. Eddie Jackson with 5. He actually used his arms a few times. Jalen Johnson with 4 after he let guys catch passes. And we'll talk more about him. But no, there's none. Absolutely no tackles. How does a guy play quarterback against the Detroit Lions who throw for a ton of yards and 236 yards? Kyler Gordon had no tackles. How's that happen? What the hell was talking about out of position? That's just absolutely brutal. So let's talk about this because Mike's favorite guy scored 2 more touchdowns.
You want to talk about it?
Let's talk about it. Cole Kmet.
About
Cole Kmet, 2 more touchdowns. One of them, tremendous scheme as he just was wide open.
Wide open.
About 20 yards open and made the catch, walks into the end zone and scores. And it's nice to see Cole Kmet with 2 touchdowns in the third, a 6-yard touchdown pass, and a 50-yard touchdown pass. Good for you fantasy leaguers who have 50. Get extra points.
Who have Cole Kmet.
Right, who have Cole Kmet or Justin Fields.
Right.
For
Justin
a touchdown
Fields was
pass
awesome
over 50.
yesterday. I got him in 2 leagues. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, Fields was very, very good. They lose 31-30. The Bears now 3-7. They were outscored 21-6 in the fourth quarter. That's almost impossible.
It's a bad one.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to give up 21 points in the fourth quarter. We praise Justin Fields for everything he did. The pick 6 was one of the worst pick 6s I've ever seen.
Yeah, but it was tipped. It was tipped. And, he made a mistake. And that's one thing that we got to go forward with Justin Fields. You weren't able to give this guy a legitimate draft grade last year. You weren't able to grade him on last year's performance because of so many different factors.
Matt Nagy,
so many different factors. Right. You have to let Justin Fields make these mistakes. These are intro rookie mistakes that he's making. So you got to let him make these. Yeah, it sucked. Yeah, that pick was a very bad pick.
All he had to do was throw the ball out of bounds.
Not even that. Throw it in the dirt.
Anywhere.
Just
throw it at the feet.
2 feet higher.
Anything. Yeah.
I mean, out of bounds.
Yeah.
He had a bunch of different options. Unfortunately, it landed in a guy's hands and he took it for 6. And it's Jeffrey Okudah.
Yeah.
His former teammate at Ohio State.
Who wore number 1 also at Ohio State.
But it happens. All right. These are these mistakes. And this is something that I've been preaching on from the beginning of the year since day one of the season. I don't care if they suck. As long as he shows progression.
Yeah.
And as long as he starts building towards this, that's why Jeffrey Leisure's article, it kind of cracks me up a little bit.
Jason Leisure.
Yeah. Sorry. Jason Leisure. That's why his article kind of cracks me up a little bit. Because is it a setback for next year? I don't think so.
I think it is.
I don't think it
because you got to learn how to win. Learning how to win is a big thing. Okay. Playing good enough to lose is not a good thing. You got to learn how to win games. And they're not learning how to win right now. I know Matt Eberflus is very, very consistent with what he's saying. I like the decision to have him as a head coach. I love but he's a defensive-minded coach, and their defense blows. Their defense is awful. Yes. They've scored a ton of points the last 3 or 4 weeks and have not won games. And that makes it absolutely brutal. That pisses me off. Justin Fields, by the way, his numbers, 12 for 20, just 167 yards, 2 touchdowns, both to Cole Kmet. He had the 67-yard touchdown run. He ran 13 for 147. My only problem is, and you and I talked about this last week, is that you want to see him win games throwing the ball.
Yes.
And when the very first play he has is a called run, I don't know about that. I'm not a big fan. What were you saying?
I'm in both. I'm still in. I want to see him do something with his arm a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm also at that adage where it's like, if it's not broken, don't fix it. You know what I mean? Like, let this kid play his game. We saw him at Ohio State. We know at the college rank, at the college level, he did it all with his arm.
Right.
Now coming into the NFL with a lackluster O-line, with a lot less weapons out there to throw to, he's taking this game into his own hands and putting this team on his back and doing all he can to win a game. And that's something that I love seeing.
Yeah.
I love seeing it. Now, granted, I understand that he's doing it with his feet,
right,
and not with his arm. But if this kid can sit there and hone that and be like, listen, I'm going to win this game. I'm going to try and win this game any way possible. I'm all in on this kid. I'm all in.
We do know that the offensive line cannot block for anything. They cannot block they cannot pass protect.
That first half was atrocious.
Yeah, they cannot pass protect. Tevin Jenkins didn't play because he had an injury. He was questionable with a hip injury. He did not play. Michael Schofield played in his place. They missed Tevin Jenkins. Okay,
yes,
because
time.
The running game, before the game, I was listening to Tom Thayer, and he wanted to see a lot more yards from the running backs yesterday. Well, Herbert had 10 for 57. Easy, 5.7 per carry. Montgomery, 9 for 37. That's a little bit more than 4, okay? But Herbert left with a hip injury late in the game. And I still wanted to see them with more than 19 carries as a running back.
Yeah, for sure.
Because unfortunately, you're using Fields, who had 12 more runs, and a lot of his runs were planned runs, okay? Some were scrambles, but a lot of them were planned runs. I still want to see more for the running backs, and everyone's talking, where's Claypool? Where's Claypool? And people have to listen. Right. People have to understand. It's not, you don't just come in and learn everybody's deep offense and go on out there, run around and catch passes. That doesn't happen everywhere. And it takes a little while to learn the offense. Now, you see other guys stepping up. Pringle was back. He was okay yesterday. Pringle had some catches. What did they have him at? Mooney had 4 for 57. That was nice to see. Pringle had a few catches. Only 2 targets for Claypool.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, what do you expect? Yeah, it's a tough loss. The game should have been won.
Sure, it should have.
The game definitely should have been won.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think somebody's trying to break in through our ceiling.
Yeah,
we got ninjas coming all over the place. But no, it's a tough loss because it's divisional opponents and the Lions stink.
Yeah.
All right, but
they beat the Packers last week.
But let's time this out a second, okay?
Yeah.
The Lions still have the number 1 scoring offense in all of football. They're still a very, very high-powered offensive team. You may not think they are, but Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown and all these other guys,
all their other receivers are getting hurt, and they're still making catches.
They're still making catches. They're
tight end Kennedy scoring.
They're doing what they got to do. They still got a solid run game. Aiden Hutchinson, that kid is unbelievable.
Yeah. Now we saw if you watched Hard Knocks, you knew this guy was going to be a player. But the play he made on Montgomery, he came all the way from the right side all the way across to tackle David Montgomery.
Left to right, Supermaned it.
Yeah.
And tackled Montgomery. I think he got a grand total of 6 inches on the ground.
Yeah.
Montgomery in that play.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is what it is, guys. It's football. You got to understand these teams are building towards something. And Detroit's not going to be a slouch forever.
Right.
All right. They're building towards something. They finally got something in place here. You got to fill it in, and you got to be able to win those games. Yeah, I know it sucks to lose against Detroit. It happens. Should we have beaten San Francisco week 1?
No, absolutely not.
All right, so
not the way the Niners are now.
Especially the way this season's going. Any given Sunday, any team can win.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Now, the penalties were a joke.
Oh, my God. What was it, 9 for 85?
9 for 86. But, it was awful. Absolutely brutal. Ugh. And I'm getting a little tired. Everyone's giving Kyler Gordon a break, saying that he pushed the guy. He was going for the ball as Goff was almost out of bounds. Okay, you're all idiots. I'm sorry. I can say that. Be mad at me if you want. He was running out of bounds. There was no reason to touch him. You know, when you touch a quarterback, bad things can happen.
Right.
That's all that can happen. There's no way he was going to go upfield. He was going out of bounds. There was a defender there. He was going out of bounds. Let him run out of bounds. And Kyler Gordon, if you would have made the freaking tackle in the backfield on the blitz, he wouldn't have been there in the first place.
Yep.
And that's the aggregate. They shot through and missed at least 3 sack attempts yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler Gordon with one of them. And I want to say Brisker might have had one of the other misses. But that was absolutely brutal. And the secondary was awful. I guess Jalen Johnson was on 670 to score. No. Yeah.
It's 670 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not 820.
Not 820 anymore? Okay. So he was on 670 to score. And he was talking about how he had an oblique problem, but that doesn't excuse him for the way he played.
He was almost held out in yesterday's game. He was questionable from Thursday on.
But then he shouldn't play because he was all he was doing was
that guy.
Well, Kendall Vildor was out also. Okay,
Right,
so you needed somebody to come in.
out there.
But you don't need him. He graded out as a team worst 28%.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably one of the NFL's worst yesterday.
Yeah.
He made 4 tackles. He's got 1 interception in 34 games. Quarterback's passer rating targeting his guy, 102.1.
Oof.
Yeah, he sucks.
That's not good.
Now, if he's injured, don't play him. Bring someone else in. I see a younger. What happened to that guy that they had last year? They didn't keep him, did they? Remember the guy that played late in the season, a couple games? He was unbelievable.
Duke Shelley?
No, there was another guy. I can't remember his name.
Duke Shelley knocked a good pass out of whatchamacallit's hands yesterday for.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. But there was another guy, and they didn't play him till late in the season. He was really good. I don't think they kept him. I think they got rid of him in the offseason. He signed somewhere else. But he was brutal. Their secondary was really bad. They rushed for 258 yards.
Yes.
And they're making a big deal. 5 straight games. First time since the Super Bowl started that a team has rushed the ball for more than 220 yards or whatever. 5 straight. They've lost those games.
Yep.
Okay? Doesn't matter how many yards you run for. Also, we got Cairo Santos. And you know what?
Carlos Santos.
He missed a kick. He missed an extra point. Robbie Gould missed an extra point last night. It happens. It happens.
And especially nowadays when everything's moved back a little.
It's the first miss for him since week 1. And I heard people saying, Alex Brown
Get
yesterday.
rid of him. But I'm a fair meathead.
I'm going to have kickers in. I'm going to have kickers at camp. That's ridiculous. Cairo Santos has been the one constant you've had on this team. We'll keep talking about it because there's more guys I want to bring up, more stuff we want to get into. If you have any comments, you can always jump on comments on YouTube. We'll try to
got a couple comments here before we go to break.
Okay.
We do have a couple comments. Our guy, Angelo Camacho. Angelo, what's up, bud?
Hey, Angelo.
Long time no talk. He says if he wins, people won't care how many yards he's throwing. It's the only way to keep him from getting killed. And I agree with that.
Right now, probably.
Right now, it is 100%.
Yeah.
And our guy, John Roloffs, this guy, John is awesome. This guy tunes in every single week to every single one of our shows.
Okay.
I love John. John's fantastic. He says, I think they'll do a better job when they come to Ford Field.
That's
January 1st.
Yep.
January
I'm going
1st.
to that game. Are you?
I am.
They have they play on Christmas Eve against Buffalo, and then they play on New Year's Day at Detroit. So a couple of interesting games, something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, New Year's Day. New Year's Day,
right. Yeah. So they play a Saturday against Buffalo, then you get an extra day's rest, which you'll probably need after Buffalo. But the damn Vikings, we'll talk about them too. Let's run some spots from our sponsors. Yeah, we got a bunch of great sponsors. Nick and Ivy. Guess what? Nick and Ivy's got their sidewalk back.
It's about time.
Yeah, they got the downtown Lockport's looking great. The street looks great. The sidewalks are looking great. You can get in the front. Great stuff going to go on at Nick and Ivy. And the World Cup starts. We're going to talk about that a little bit too. Talk about the World Cup. And somewhere you can see me and Mike on Sunday if you want to come on out and see us. So we'll talk about that when we come back right here. Huebs, Views, and Brews. Fred Huebner, FatMike. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Paul from Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. We are located at 1026 South State Street in historic downtown Lockport, Illinois. We are very excited to be partnering up with the FatMike Chicago Sports Show as well as the 1252 brand because we are one of the few Chicagoland breweries that embrace sports and sports culture. Come in for a fresh brewed beer made right here in Lockport while catching the game of your favorite team. Stay for the live music that we have booked every weekend. Or just come for a cozy atmosphere to enjoy a good conversation with a friend, loved one, or complete stranger. Nick and Ivy makes you feel right at home no matter what the occasion is. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook by searching for Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. Visit our website for our up-to-date tap list or to go shopping on our online store at nickivybrewing.com. That's NIKIVY brewing.com. Come in today for a fresh brewed beer born and raised in Lockport, Illinois.
Aussie football, are you ready, brother? Real football action on a glossy game surface played shuffle style. Slide a shuffle puck at pass or run targets, and a free mobile app keeps track of every game detail. Easy to learn, but this game of skill is difficult to master. Take care of the ball, or turnovers will kill your drive. The game is guaranteed to get your competitive fire burning, and it's perfectly sized to take anywhere. The park, a barbecue, your next tailgate, or fun at home on game nights. Aussie football is simply the best. Most realistic and competitive game of football available anywhere. Add defense when your skill improves and take the game to the next level. The perfect mix of fast action and real football drama, where a last-second Hail Mary can break hearts or make champions.
Stagecoach in Lockport has a unique menu from fresh salads and burgers to venison and steak sandwiches. We feature plenty of appetizers and desserts for a perfect way to start or end your meal. Come into our country western bar and dining room or relax outside on our patio sitting in the heart of downtown Lockport on State Street. We can accommodate both small gatherings and large parties. Offering 16 different beers on tap, frozen margaritas, an extensive bourbon and whiskey menu, and our famous Bloody Marys, you cannot go wrong at Stagecoach. And if you're feeling lucky, come try DJ Bingo on Tuesdays or our Big Pay slot machines all week. Stagecoach is located at 1028 South State Street in Lockport, Illinois. Everyone is a friend at Stagecoach. Hope to see y'all soon.
And then I said,
yeah, I bet you did. Welcome back, Huebs, Views, and Brews. Fred Huebner, FatMike joining me as he always does. Mike also does his own show on Wednesdays right here on the 1252 network. Also the hockey show on Tuesdays.
That's coming up tomorrow.
Yep, coming up tomorrow. And Blackhawks been on the road. Tough overtime loss the other day. Last second of overtime, losing before the shootout. So the Bears lose to Detroit 31-30. Bears give up 21 fourth quarter points. Courtney Cronin from ESPN 1000 has taken over the Bears coverage. She came over, did some stuff. She was working in Minnesota. She's from the Chicago suburbs, and she came over. Obviously, the passing of Jeff Dickerson, ESPN looking for someone to do the Bears coverage. Courtney Cronin has slipped right in there. She's done a great job. You also find her a lot of times at some of the ESPN shows on TV and stuff like that.
She's excellent.
She's great.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's someone's having a big problem with her, and his tweets are getting taken off because they're not polite. But anyway, Courtney Cronin tweeted today about the fourth quarter. Holding call on the Bears, allowing the Lions to start at the 45. Gordon with the late hit after he misses the sack. Jalen Johnson hands to the face, which was a good call. Jalen Johnson hands to the face that takes away a Jack Sanborn interception. That was an awful call.
Yep.
He hit him in the upper chest near the neck. Guy went down. That's not a hit to the face. That's not hands to the face, okay? That should not have been called, and it took away Jack Sanborn's interception. Then you get Griffin with a hold on another gain. The Bears kept putting themselves behind the sticks, as Dave said, likes to say. The Bears had so many times in the game yesterday, even early in the game, where their third and short turned into a 3rd and 16, okay? That's killing them. Then the Fields pick 6 right after that. The fourth quarter was a disaster for the Bears, which was strange because the Bears have played very, very well in the second half of games this season. They haven't given up a lot of points, but you give up 21 points to the Lions. Now, 14 of those were from the defense, but that was just absolutely brutal. And since I mentioned Jack Sanborn,
excellent game yesterday.
Roquan who?
Yep.
Roquan Smith wanted all this money. Jack Sanborn coming in, a kid from Wisconsin, kid from Lake Zurich. Okay, went to Lake Zurich High School, played his college ball in Wisconsin. An undrafted free agent starting at the linebacker position for the Chicago Bears, okay? 12 tackles, 2 sacks, and he should have had an interception.
2 tackles for a loss.
Well, those were the sacks.
I
know,
still,
it's such a weird stat.
I know, it's a stupid stat, but
it's so weird.
It's there, though.
Of course he had 2 tackles for loss because he had 2 sacks.
But, I mean, come on. Let's give him some credit.
He deserves a lot of credit.
He goes on out there, and he goes out there, and he kicked some ass. He got his opportunity.
Yep.
And he took full-fledged advantage of it and kicked ass yesterday.
He's doing great. There was one time where he started rushing. He saw the play was different. He went back, dropped back, and made the play.
And who knows? Okay, so I hate even saying this because I hate this entire organization, Notre Dame. I hate Notre Dame. But
yes,
what if he is a Rudy? What if he is that guy that's very underrated and didn't get the opportunity to do what he's supposed to do, but he has the ability to do it and goes out there and kicks some ass.
He's doing it now.
I mean, that was awesome from Jack Sanborn yesterday, and I thought it was fantastic.
I thought it was awesome. Congrats, kudos to him.
Yes.
Also,
100%.
Morrow, the guy that came over from the Colts that Eberflus knew, He's playing well too.
Mhm.
Okay, he had a lot of tackles yesterday, but Jack Sanborn stepped up. He was very, very good. Nice to see that yesterday. We talked about the penalties, 9 for 80. Before you jumped on, there are so many people that are happy to see the Bears play well and lose because they want the high draft pick. Are you one of those guys?
I'm like 50-50 on that.
Are you really? I never, because you got a 53-man roster. They need to win games. Now they got Atlanta, the Jets, and the Packers before their bye. Good luck. If they would go 1-3, 1-2, they'll be lucky.
So this is where I'm at with this. Okay. From the beginning of the year, I said they were going to win 10 games.
Yeah, you did.
All right. Again,
maybe over 2 years.
Yeah, maybe over 2 years. All right, but let's get real here. As long as I'm seeing Justin Fields progress and become an NFL caliber type quarterback, I'm happy. Whether they win or lose, as long as I can see him take over like he did yesterday, and like he did 2 weeks ago against who the hell did they play? 2 weeks ago.
I don't remember.
The Dolphins.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. He took over those games and was like, okay, listen, I'm putting this team on my shoulders. We're gonna try and win this game.
Right.
And he did it.
Yeah.
And he fell short just by this much.
Yeah.
By a smidge. All right. But at least he's showing us that he can do that and be like, all right, this is my team. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go this way. I'm taking this team on my shoulders. We're gonna try and win this game. I'm happy with seeing that. If they lose by 1, 2, 7, 6, 3, what doesn't matter. As long as he's capable of being in the game, I'm happy to where Ryan Poles and the new regime can fix it where we need to be fixed.
Are you not concerned that all the running he's doing, he's going to get?
Yes. No, I'm definitely concerned. Yes,
Okay.
100%. I think, and I said this a few weeks ago, I was like, listen, I want to see him win a game with his arm, not with his legs, because, I mean, we all know what happens to these quarterbacks. They're constantly and consistently running the ball.
Right.
One big hit can end your career. Look at RG3. Look at Michael Vick. It's
They're all over.
It's all over the place. You see it all the time. But that's why I want him to win a game with his arms, or at least be in contention with his arm.
Yeah. And,
it's a big thing.
Pringle's back. He's a guy that can run routes. N'Keal Harry didn't play yesterday. He was inactive because they did not think he was one of their top receivers to be playing. Moody had 4 catches. That was nice to see. Cole Kmet is a guy. You hate his guts, but you know what? He's another local kid, and he is a kid that can get open. And everybody needs a tight end. There's only one other tight end in the NFL with more touchdowns than him right now. I think it's Kelsey, I would guess.
Yeah, because Mark Andrews has been hurt all year, and so has McKittle.
And Kittle has been hurt, right?
I heard this stupid stat earlier today. And let's credit David Kaplan for this because it was on his show. So Kaplan.
Cap, I'm sure you're watching. Yeah.
All right.
That was Mike that did that.
But no, like I love
Stop losing weight.
Yeah.
You're looking sick.
Yeah, you're looking like you just got out of a prison camp. What are you doing over there? All right, but no, let's get real here. Like they were asking their Shea Snorling or Morling or whatever the hell his name is. Wasn't there this morning. And they asked, who are your top 5 tight ends in football right now?
Okay.
Good. Who are your top 5 tight ends?
Kelsey, Kittle, Andrews.
He's been hurt all year.
I know, but he's still one of my top. Dawson Knox, but they don't throw to him enough. It's got to be. Cole Kmet's got to be in there.
And that drives me nuts. It makes me want to literally shred my skin off my face.
Yeah.
Because he has driven me nuts for 2.5 years. And now out of nowhere,
he figured it out.
I don't think he's figured it out. I think the scheme is working towards.
Well, that's good.
Game. Right.
That's good. But maybe the scheme was keeping him down, keeping the man down. You know how that goes. A couple of white guys keeping the man down. So, yeah, maybe the scheme was keeping him down. But right now, the scheme is working, and it's making him a better player. And once you start scoring touchdowns, once you start doing good things, the confidence you build is unbelievable. And you can see the confidence when he's in the end zone and Justin Fields is running towards him. You see the excitement and that combination. And I love seeing it because we were watching the game yesterday, and there was a game. Oh, the second game. Greg Olson did the second game, the Packer game.
Yes.
And my girlfriend Linda goes, "Oh, I like Greg Olson. I couldn't believe they got rid of him." I know it sucked. He's really good on TV. I think he's great. He comes from a player's perspective. He does a lot of good stuff. And working with Kevin Burkhardt, it's a really good combination. But the Bears haven't had good tight ends in a long, long time. They've had a lot of bad ones. They had guys I liked a lot. I used to work with them. Okay. But they didn't catch the ball enough. Okay. I think Cole Kmet is a guy that can actually do that. He can block. They've used him in other things in the offense.
Right.
They didn't do it yesterday, but last week they ran the jet sweep with him. They also ran him under center, getting the first down.
Right.
So they like Cole Kmet, and that's good.
And listen,
I'm happy for that.
I'm going to continue shitting on him as long as he keeps on doing good.
That's fine.
I'm not going to break anything. I'm not going to try and fix anything that's not been broken.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm going to keep on dumping on him and let hopefully something is saying. But I will say this, 100%. The scheme over the last 3 weeks has been fantastic for Justin Fields, and I think it's making. I really think it's making Cole Kmet flourish in this offensive system.
I agree,
because not only with the RPO system in itself, Justin Fields can fake the handoff, all right, and then in return, like a little
hesitation,
a tuck block, just put a hand on a guy and run out for a route really quick, and boom, he's wide open.
Well, you saw what the tight end did for Detroit yesterday.
Yeah,
the little fake and then cut across,
touched one guy, and then cut across, boom,
right.
right there, wide open in the end zone.
And I think Cole Kmet can be that guy for the Bears for a long time. So hopefully him and Fields. I think that Montgomery, they're going to end up letting Montgomery go and keep Herbert and Ebner. Okay, he's a guy they may end up keeping, and they may not sign a guy like a David Montgomery.
Right. I think David Montgomery's days are coming close.
Well, I'm thinking it is too, and I like the way he runs. He doesn't give up. He's just not getting a lot of opportunities. Only 9 runs yesterday. How many catches did he have? I don't know if he had
2.
any. Receiving 1 for 7 yards. Okay. Pettis only had 1 for 9. I thought he had a Pringle at 1 for 12. The only 2 with multiple were Kmet and Mooney with 4 apiece.
John Roloff asked here really quick. If for some reason Bryce Young or CJ Stroud is available, should the Bears maybe draft them in case Fields gets hurt? No, I don't think so either.
No. You have too many other things you need. You need defensive line. And I'm tired. I saw Michael Wilbon today. He talked about how the defense was bad because they got rid of Robert Quinn and Roquan Smith.
That's not the reason.
That's not why the defense is bad. Roquan Smith, it was good, but Jack Sanborn's filled in fine. And Robert Quinn wasn't doing crap. Okay. They got rid of him. He's playing tonight for the Eagles as they take on the Commanders. Okay. They should have been called the Commandos. That's so much better than the Commanders. Just the Commandos.
Should have been called the football team.
Oh, or the Commandos. I like Commandos. So, but anyway, Robert Quinn and Roquan Smith, getting rid of them and saving money. They've got money. They can go out and get people. They're going to have a high draft pick. But I don't want to see them lose because of that. Again, there's a 53-man roster, and these guys are out there busting their ass. And I saw a guy, I can't remember, I know his name. His name's John. He's on Twitter, I think. And he mentions how the Bears aren't trying to win. Bullshit. Okay? The Bears are trying to win. Nobody's going out there and not trying to win. Matt Eberflus is not trying to win games. Okay? He's trying to win every single game he goes out there. Luke Getsy's trying to win games. The 53-man roster is trying to win games. Okay? Right now, they're just not. Okay? They're not winning the games. But they are all trying. You can't tell a roster of 53 guys that, we're not going to play that hard. What are you going to do? You're going to make decisions that are stupid? They're not making them right now. And I hate when people say that. And John said it today, and I can't believe I'm even giving him credit for saying that. But, it was disgusting. But, they're trying to win. They're trying to win each and every game, and you have to try to win each and every game. You said you had a couple other things you wanted to get.
I do. I do want to say, I do want to touch base on how much we've seen out of Justin Fields. I know everybody's talking about this over the last couple of weeks, but over the last 6 weeks, Justin Fields has really turned not only my eye, but I think everybody in Chicago's eye to make believe that to make everybody think that he is the guy.
Listen, I don't always agree with Michael Wilbon. Michael Wilbon said something today on Pardon the Interruption. He's comparing, he used the names Gale Sayers and Walter Payton when he was talking about Justin Fields, talking about the way he plays and the way the electricity he brings to the football game. That's pretty amazing because I saw Gale Sayers. You guys, you probably saw Walter Payton, or at least a little bit of him. No, it's either one. Okay, Sayers was better. But anyway, you guys can complain to me later. But Sayers and Payton were two amazing players. And Justin Fields, what he did yesterday, he just pulled away from 6 guys chasing him, including Jeff Okudah, who you would think would be a little faster.
Yep.
And he couldn't catch him.
And he blew right past him.
Yeah. And
blew right past him.
So what we're seeing from Justin Fields is absolutely amazing. I am just worried on daily basis when I watch the games and I see him on called runs that he's going to get hurt.
Yeah.
And that bothers me, concerns me. As a Bears fan, that's what you are worried about.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that. That's the one thing I said. I want to see him do it with his arm. But over the last 6 weeks, I want to just give you a little bit of stats here. From Minnesota to Detroit, the last 6 weeks, Justin Fields has 1,018 yards passing.
Okay.
10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Okay?
Yep.
And then he has 602 yards rushing with 5 touchdowns.
I'm pretty sure he'll get to 1,000.
I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Pretty sure the Bears' 1,000-yard rusher is going to be their quarterback.
Total in the last 6 weeks, he has 1,620 all-purpose yards, 15 touchdowns, and 3 picks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something to say.
It really is.
I was sitting there, I've been talking to all my family, all my buddies and stuff like that. And it's for the first time ever in my entire Bears fandom and in my entire life.
Yeah.
I've been excited to watch a Bears offense.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean that. It's like, okay. Like I'm sitting there yesterday, sitting on my couch and being a fat, lazy turd, like always, in my robe, in my pajamas, watching football, right? I'm flipping back and forth between the Bears and Lions and Minnesota and Buffalo game. Every time the Bears had the ball, I went right back to the Bears game.
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit about what happened to Detroit. I didn't care what happened in that game. If the Bears won, lost, whatever. I don't care.
You just want to see the Bears offense perform.
I want to see the Bears offense because I think it's something electric right now.
Yeah, it is.
And even it's electric with nobody on it besides Justin Fields.
And that's
stop. Knock it off.
And
he's had 2 good weeks.
Yeah.
Stop.
He's got 5 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks.
Don't care. So Justin Fields has, in the last 3 weeks, he has 3 rushing touchdowns and 5 passing touchdowns.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, that's what I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
All right. And it's something that's like, okay, boom, I want to tune in to Justin Fields and see what he can do.
Right. We all do.
I've never been like that before in my entire Bears fandom.
This Sunday,
that's something to say.
This Sunday, if you're looking for a place to watch the Bears and the Falcons, okay, down in Atlanta, they have back-to-back road games, Atlanta and the Jets. But come on out and see us at the Whistle, our main sponsor for the studio here.
Unbelievable.
The Whistle Sports Bar and Grill, 159 over on 159th. You can't beat it. Great place. The Bloody Mary cart's unbelievable. I may have a Bloody Mary next week.
I'm going to have
one too. A Bloody Mary. And I love their breakfast. The breakfast served all day. And we'll do our show next Sunday. We'll start at 10:30, and we'll get you ready for the Bears and the Atlanta Falcons. Come on out to the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill 159. They're our sponsor for the studios. We cannot wait to get back out there. We had a great time out there a couple of weeks ago. Cannot wait to get out there again.
Awesome time. I can't wait either. Mark was actually hitting me up over the weekend. He's like, I can't wait to have you guys back. You guys did a great job. Make sure you guys come out again. And it starts off a little slow for the pregame. So if you guys want to get your seats early,
get out there early.
Get your asses out there early because those seats fill up fast.
Yeah.
Really, really, really fast.
We started at 10:30, and there were people there last week early, but it filled in. By kickoff, the place was
jumped.
And every touchdown, the place goes nuts.
Mark hits the horn.
Yeah. They hit the horn. It's great.
That's awesome.
People are going nuts. It's a lot of fun. Hopefully, they take on the Atlanta Falcons and win a game on the road. Go to the road.
It's going to be a tough one.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Arena, whatever the hell it's called down there now. And it'll be nice to see because they'll see if they can stop a Marcus Mariota. And yeah, I would think so. And Cordero Patterson, the former Chicago Bear. See what they can do. But that's next Sunday starting at around 10:30. So we'll be there. Michael promo it again on Wednesday. We'll talk a lot about it. We'll send it out on social media. You can come on out. Let's take another commercial break. We come back. We're talk a little more football, talk a little baseball, and very little beer before we get out of here. It's Huebs, Views, and Brews. Fred Huebner, FatMike here on a Monday on 1252 Sports.
Megaplex Sports Complex is a 78,000 square foot center filled with hardwood and turf. They have baseball rentals with batting cages, softball, soccer, lacrosse, gymnastics, cheerleading, cornhole, basketball, volleyball, and pickleball. It also features a bar and grill with the best pizza and beef sandwiches around. They cater to events such as birthdays, graduations, corporate parties, as well as memorabilia shows. Check them out at Megaplex Sports Complex, 15301 South Bell Road in Homer Glen, 708-966-4210.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Darren, licensed real estate broker with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group in Homer Glen. Are you looking to buy or sell? Have you been disappointed in the past? The Jonathan Darren team with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group focuses on providing you with a concierge level of service during the process of buying or selling. We are a service-oriented team with a fresh and professional approach to selling real estate. Our goal is to combine knowledge, skills, and passion to exceed our clients' expectations, and most of all, we truly care. We are a knowledgeable real estate team focused on offering expertise and innovative solutions for our clients. The Jonathan Darren team has 5 full-service real estate brokers and a dedicated full-time marketer servicing all of Chicagoland. We will customize a detailed plan around your timeline for a sale, purchase, investment, estate, or other needs. Real estate transactions can be stressful, but don't need to be. Let us handle it for you. Visit our website, homesbyjdt.com, or call 708-308-1938 today. Expect better in real estate. Choose the Jonathan Darren team.
Hi, this is Kathy O'Connell at Coach's Corner, located at 8118 West 143rd Street in Orland Park. Our phone number is 708-364-1026. We are Orland Park's #1 sports bar. Come in for our wonderful beer menu and seltzers with a fully stocked bar. Watch a game, drink a beer, and try something off our amazing menu. We have everything to choose from: nachos, potato skins, and our house-made bar chips to start off with. Then try our tacos, burgers, and one of our delicious sandwiches. And don't leave without trying our famous jumbo wings. They do not disappoint. Coach's Corner. It will sure to become your local bar. Again, we are located at 8118 West 143rd Street in Orland Park. Come see us today.
Welcome back in. Huebs, Views, and Brews. Fred and FatMike breaking down the Bears, and they broke down a lot in the fourth quarter, giving up 21 points. Yeah, it was not pretty. They got Atlanta, then the Jets, then they come home to play the Packers before their bye. Weird having a bye in week 14 of the season. Then they wrap up the season with Philadelphia, Christmas Eve against Buffalo, at Detroit on New Year's Day, and wrap it up with Minnesota. Who knows what Minnesota's going to do? Those bastards won 8. They're 8-1. Unbelievable.
They're playing good football right now.
And, that game was the only game I lost in a 5-team parlay yesterday was the Bears on the money line.
Oh.
Bears on the money line. They were -3. I had them on the money line. And I won all my other games. And I have Minnesota. I figured that was a loss because they were down 14. They came back and took the lead and they actually win the game. They're now 8-1. What other Bears stuff do you have before we get into some other stuff?
Well, the one thing I wanted to say is about this defense. The Bears defense has been
horrid.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
We're looking at total offense against over the last 6 weeks. I only put up the last 6 weeks because, that's seriously what matters here in the Bears stretch here, along with Justin Fields. Detroit, 323 yards total. Miami, 379 total. Dallas, 442 total. New England, 260. Washington, 214. Minnesota, 429. New York Giants, 333. And so I was looking at this as, okay, out of all these games, which one of these games were actually winnable, right? The Miami game was a winnable game.
Yes, it was.
They gave up 302 yards passing offense
Tua.
77 yards running.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, man, that game was close. And I don't understand how it was close.
They can't stop the pass.
They cannot stop the pass.
They
But
can't.
even 302 yards, I mean, that's average right now in today's NFL.
Jared Goff yesterday was all of a sudden the star. 19 for 236.
Right.
He threw 7 incomplete passes. I mean, it was a joke how bad it was. And St. Brown, you knew he was the guy they're going to. Okay, their other guys are hurt. St. Brown 10 for 119.
Yeah.
Nobody was covering.
Yeah, nobody was touching them.
It was brutal the whole game.
They should have won against Miami.
Should have beat Detroit.
They should have beat Detroit. And
They beat New England.
Beat Washington.
Yep.
And they should have beat Miami.
Yeah.
Miami. Minnesota.
Yeah.
In that second half. It was a very close game, but Minnesota I'm looking at Minnesota's stat line, 429, 312 passing, 117 yards rushing.
Yeah.
I mean, they ran all over him, passed all over him, and yet they were still in that game.
Here's what they've done so far, okay? With the after they beat the Texans, they lost by 8. They lost by 7. They lost by 5. They won. They got blown out by the Cowboys. They lost by 3 and by 1. Okay, so it's funny because years ago, when Dave Weinstein was head coach of the Bears, he said something and everybody in the media laughed at him. Wani said every single game in the NFL is determined by 5 plays during the course of the game. He may even have exaggerated. It might have been 3 plays, okay? Because you look at that. Every single one is a one-score loss.
Yeah.
And they talked on the game yesterday, how the Detroit Lions have lost a lot of games.
Right.
They've all lost one-score games, okay? That's what the NFL is. The NFL set up for parity. The good teams win the close games. The other teams lose them. And the Bears right now are losing them with the 3-7 record. And it's sad. They got 7 games left. Who knows what they're going to do? Are they going to hit 6? Are they going to win 3 of the next 7? I don't know. They play Philadelphia, Minnesota, Buffalo, and Green Bay. And the Jets.
Minnesota.
5 of those 7 are good teams.
Right. Minnesota, too.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. And the other thing I wanted to ask you, before we keep on going, this is the last thing I had for you, was the free agency aspect of everything and the draft aspect of everything right now. As it sits right now, the Bears have, 8 picks going into this?
I think so.
Into this offseason. Excuse me. With over almost $130 million, over $130 million in cap space. In your opinion, what do you think the Bears should do? Right now, if the season ended today, they'd be at the number 6 pick.
Yeah.
Do you trade up? Do you trade up? Do you trade down in the draft?
No.
To try and
you spend money on an offensive line, a left tackle, because I don't think Braxton Jones is just the guy.
Okay.
And if you don't think he's the guy, he can go to the right side. And then I spend the money on the best pass rusher available at the draft.
Right.
And that will spend the money. Spend the draft right, on the best pass rusher, be it a linebacker or
defensive end. Right.
Likely out of the SEC. That's the way it always works, right? That's the way it always works.
The kid Alabama was pretty awesome.
And also, you've got to get more safety help. More quarterback help. For all of the crap we've given Eddie Jackson the last couple of years, he's actually played pretty well. He does look lost sometimes on passes. There were a couple of passes yesterday. I was like, where are you going? What are you doing? Where are you? You should be there. But they need help in the secondary. Their secondary was so bad yesterday and dumb. Some of the dumbest plays I've seen in the secondary. I can't wait to see how they do against Mariota and Atlanta next week.
Right. I'm in the same boat. And what you just said, my opinion right now is there's only one offensive lineman that I would take in this upcoming draft, and it's a kid at Northwestern at Skoronski.
Okay. I know nothing about college football. Everybody knows that. I know nothing. I never watched college football.
This kid, he's rated a top 10 pick.
Okay.
At Northwestern. Big tackle, can play inside, can play outside. He is a tackle by nature. But again, Big Ten guy, what I've been saying.
Yeah.
Biggest corn-fed, fattest.
Oh, sure.
Fattest guy.
For years, it used to be Nebraska. For years and years.
Iowa,
Nebraska guys.
Minnesota, Northwestern.
See
Ohio
who Iowa's
State.
tight end is. Maybe you want to bring him in.
Yeah. I mean, let's get the biggest, fattest, meanest fucking guy that can move a tank, move an Escalade while parked.
How
That's the guy I want.
How surprised were you that Hawkinson got traded in the division?
I was very surprised.
From Detroit?
Especially intra-division.
Yeah, from Detroit to Minnesota.
Especially
that was
intra-division.
amazing.
Yeah, that's a big move by Minnesota.
I picked him to score a touchdown in the first week. He didn't, but he had 9 catches.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But I'm in the same boat that you are. There's only one offensive lineman that I would shoot my fucking
wad.
My wad at, and that's Skorinsky out of Northwestern.
Okay.
Other than that, if you fall within the top 4, top 5, top 6 picks, I'm trading up.
Are you really?
I'm moving back in the draft.
Are you trading back?
Yeah, I'm trading back in the draft. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm trading back in the draft. If I can grab the number 11, number 12, number 14 pick, along with a second round pick for my 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th pick,
yeah,
I'm doing that because at that rate, you can still grab a number 1 wide receiver in that kid out there out in LSU, that booty.
Right. You can also get a rush.
You can also get a pass rusher in that aspect too. I mean, it's a big thing. You're going to have your 3 quarterbacks go off the board really early this year. It's going to be something. But it's one of those things. Don't risk a pick when you have all this money coming into free agency with so many offensive linemen coming in the free agency.
Yeah.
You look back in the day, you look a couple of years back when Kansas City barely missed the playoffs, when it was Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
They go out there, they buy an offensive line, they win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Buy your offensive line.
Well, Cincinnati's
Get
tried
somebody
to do
who's
that.
proven. Get somebody who's proven.
Cincinnati's tried to do that. It hasn't worked all that great, but Burrow and the guys are starting to come around, and then Chase gets hurt. So we'll see how that all works out. Okay, Vikings 33-30 overtime win over Buffalo. That shocked the hell out of me. Well, Packers, go ahead.
I want to say this really quick. I'm sorry. I know.
No, that's fine.
That catch by Justin Jefferson yesterday.
He's pretty amazing.
That catch.
And he'll tell you how good he is.
1:48 left. 4th and 18. Going down the sideline.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins just heaves one up at him. And somehow, some way he comes. That I'm dying if I'm lying. I swear to Christ. That may be the best catch I've ever seen in professional fucking football.
He's amazing.
I mean, that was unbelievable.
He's an amazing
He goes
talent.
up one hand, rips it away from the defender, and starts falling, and somehow protects the ball from touching the ground.
Yeah.
It was seriously, I made a post about it. I was like, that catch by Justin Jefferson right there may be the best catch I've ever witnessed in my entire time watching the NFL.
It was pretty good.
It was fucking fantastic.
Yep. But they're an amazing team. Kirk Cousins, for all the crap he's taken over the years, nice to see what they're doing. And then they throw a Dalvin Cook nice touchdown run too for that. Green Bay snaps that game losing streak, and now the kid that dropped the pass on opening day catches 3 touchdowns yesterday, and that's scary for people that are playing Packers.
Yeah.
Okay, because this is a guy they drafted, expecting him to be the guy. Now he may be the guy. And now they got to figure out how to cover him. And then you still have Lazard. You have other guys. So we'll see how Green Bay goes. Bears don't play the Packers until 3 weeks from now. They got Atlanta, the Jets, and then the Packers at Soldier Field. That'll be fun. Okay, a couple of baseball questions I have for you. All right. When is Dusty coming? Why is Dusty coming back?
I don't know. If I was in my right outfit in the sunset.
Oh, my God. You're 73 years old. Just go enjoy your life. You won a World Series. You gotta
go with
everything.
your toothpick. Be a broadcaster. Do what you think.
Do nothing. You're 73. Do nothing. Okay. Second of all, I'm gonna the guys. Okay, you're a Cub fan. I'm a Sox fan. I'm gonna list the top 10 free agents were listed in the paper today: Judge, Correa, Turner, Bogarts, Dansby Swanson, DeGrom, Verlander, Rodon, Wilson Contreras, and Tyler Anderson. As a Cub fan, who are you looking for? Contreras and Tyler
our shortstop moved to second base and grabbed one of those top 4 shortstops that are in there. But the guy that I really want, Aaron Judge.
Okay.
I'd give that guy every dollar he wants.
So Judge and Wright, and they got money. They can get Correa, Turner, Bogarts, or Swanson.
Out of the Correa, Bogarts, Turner, or Swanson, I want Bogarts.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
He and that's me being the underdog guy.
Yeah,
but Bogarts has done it every single year. He is the product of consistency.
Yeah,
he continuously gets you 18 homers, 70 RBIs, a 300 average, and a Gold Glove caliber type shortstop glove.
Okay,
and you can move Nico Horner over to second base, and you're super strong up the middle. Then,
right?
This goes to me, and you and I were talking about it earlier in the year. You look at all the playoff teams this year. You look at all the playoff teams in the last 5 years. You got to be strong up the middle.
Yep.
You have Nico Horner at second base, Bogarts at shortstop, and whoever the hell you want playing center field, whether it be Brennan Davis,
right,
or Ian Happ.
You got some rookies,
or whomever.
Gold Glove winner, Ian Happ.
PCA,
Gold Glove winner. Gold Glove winner, Ian Happ.
I mean, come on. I mean, let's go.
Yeah.
Then you're strong up the middle. I mean, that's nice to me.
Are you going after Carlos Rodon?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Only because his short
history?
sample. His short sample.
Okay.
His short sample.
Thanks a lot this year.
I mean, he did. He pitched great last year for San Fran. He was awesome with those guys. I mean, listen, he deserves it.
I'm not touching DeGrom or Verlander. Verlander because he's old.
I would take Verlander in a second.
But
he's going to want
ridiculous money.
2 years at $30 million a year.
It'd be nice to have Keaton sitting in the stands all season long. But yeah,
sit on my face.
Yeah, that too. But it'd be nice to have. And then Jacob DeGrom, I'm sorry, I don't want him. I know he's great. I know people think he's the best pitcher in baseball.
There is this thing that I saw that I you know my dad. You met my father.
Yeah. Your dad loves the game of baseball.
That's why I get the game of baseball. Baseball will always be my number one. There is this stat out there out of oh my God, I gotta look it up because it's absolutely crazy. Out of so many stats for Jacob DeGrom, out of 102,
his slider is ridiculous. I understand that, but you know what? Eventually, batters got to learn how to take his pitches. Okay, swinging at his slider is just ridiculous. And I know that sounds so simplistic, but geez, you know what's coming. His slider's coming. You're still trying to swing and hit it.
Yeah, he's gross. I mean, all these guys out there right now, the big time pitchers. I don't agree with Tyler Anderson being the number 10 prospect.
I know he had 1 year.
Or or Wilson Contreras. Wilson Contreras maybe in the top 10, maybe. But I mean, I don't agree.
I'm getting disgusted this week because Yasmani Grandal goes to a hospital with kids, and then he helps set up some homes on the south side for some poor people. And he can't wait for the season to start. I couldn't wait for the season to start either. If you weren't playing, then I'd be really happy.
Right.
If the White Sox went out and got Sean Murphy, the catcher from this, I'd be very happy. That would be really nice.
Right.
I could do without a Yasmani Grandal who can't catch, who doesn't get on base, who can't hit the ball anymore. His power numbers went down. And yeah, he walked. Congratulations. When the automatic strike zone comes in, you're screwed. Okay.
There was a thing where it was like out of Jacob DeGrom, out of how many of his starts he's given up. He started 206 games or something like that. And in 101 of his games, he's given up less an ERA of he has an ERA of 1 or under.
Yeah.
All right.
He's really good.
All right. He's fantastic. But everybody rants and raves about Jacob DeGrom. And rightfully so, because he's been awesome there with a shit club for years with the Mets. But nobody, I know everybody loves Clayton Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw has like 360 starts, and in 240 of them or whatever it is, he has an ERA of 1 or under.
Yep.
Like, let's give credit to where credit's due. Everybody's sitting there, blowing Jacob DeGrom when Clayton Kershaw is head and shoulders a way better pitcher than Jacob DeGrom.
Until it counts.
Until playoff time.
Yeah,
but I mean, Jacob DeGrom's gotten rocked in the playoffs.
Yes, he has.
I mean, let's get real here. I mean, but like that stat alone was like, holy moly. That's how good Clayton Kershaw is.
Yep, I know.
I mean, he's the guy that gets you. He may not be able to get you through it.
Right.
But he definitely gets you there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like when I read that stat to my days, he's you gotta be shitting me.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, he's like, that's insane.
It's amazing. Absolutely. Like, baseball goes year round, just like the NFL does now. You got the GM meetings this week. You got other stuff going on. 6 days to the World Cup. Okay, World Cup starts on Sunday. Qatar against
I
Ecuador.
finally understand soccer.
There you go.
Not offsides.
No, a lot of people don't.
Offsides.
Either do. Welcome to Wrexham. The two owners don't understand offside either.
Fucking get offsides.
Rob McElhenney and also Ryan Reynolds don't understand it, but they just won awards for their documentary. Welcome to Wrexham. It's great. Yeah, absolutely a wonderful documentary. If you get a chance, the last couple episodes are unbelievable. So 6 days of the World Cup is going to be in Qatar. And as Mark Giangreco said today on Twitter, we've been taught for years to call it Qatar. Now it's back to Qatar. Okay, so they're in Qatar. It starts on Sunday. The USA plays against Wales on Monday afternoon. We'll talk about it next Monday night right here on Huebs, Views, and Brews. We'll be watching the game somewhere. And maybe at Nick and Ivy. Maybe we get Paul to open up early. Yeah. And we can watch the game there.
Well, we pretty much got like open key at that bar.
If so, we'll figure it out. We'll let you guys know where we're going to watch the game. Come on down, watch the USA take on Wales. On the day after Thanksgiving, the USA plays England. And that's another one. You got to come on out and watch it because that's Black Friday. Let everybody else go shopping. Come on over.
I'm watching that game.
We'll watch soccer as England and the USA play. So we'll do a lot of talk about soccer.
You got to teach me like the United States chant. You got to teach me that.
I'm not a big chant, but you can only imagine.
I talked to Mark G. Speaking of Mark G. I talked to him yesterday.
Yeah,
and I was like, I tried to give him a call after Minnesota beat his Bills because we all know Mark's from Buffalo.
Huge Buffalo fan.
Huge Buffalo fan. I just wanted to call to make sure he was okay.
Yeah,
and he didn't answer. And I was like, all right, I'm sure he's upset about the loss.
Yeah.
He gives me a call back a few hours later. My wife and I were sitting there watching TV. And he's like, I tell you what, Mike. He's like, I tell you what, Fat Mike. These fucking Bills, man.
They kill you. You know what? Football teams kill you.
He's a diehard Bill fan. Yeah. He grew up out there.
Yeah.
That's his team. It's not the Bears.
No.
The Bills are his team.
The Bills are his team.
I'm like, how do you think I felt about the Bears?
That's right.
He's like, I don't give a shit about the Bears.
Here in the United States, we live and die with our sports teams, okay? Baseball teams, Sox, Cubs, football teams, whatever. Bulls, Blackhawks, maybe a little bit. But if you watch Welcome to Wrexham, these guys are watching a team they just bought lose at Wembley in an unbelievable game where they made a cup final at Wembley and stuff like that. They were not able to get to the next higher league in relegation and promotion, all that stuff. And you probably was from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, who now is one of the owners of the team, along with Ryan Reynolds, saying, I hate this game. That's what happens when you watch soccer. When you watch the USA in the World Cup, you're going to say, I hate this game,
right?
Because little stuff's going to happen that makes things happen.
Same when you play fantasy football, your team sucks.
Exact same way.
Oh, my team sucks. I hate this flipping game.
Exact same way. One quick thing on beer, okay? Bourbon County Stout by Goose Island comes out usually on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. They had prop day this past week. People were able to pick up some proprietors, some of the other specialty beers that Bourbon County made with Goose Island. And check out our guys at the Open Bottle in Lockport and in Tinley Park. They got a lot of open bottle stuff going on. They got a lot of Bourbon County Stout stuff going on. You can pick up some sets of 4 beers. The only reason I didn't get one of the sets is coffee beer is one of them, and I don't like coffee. But you can grab some proprietors. And I know this is sacrilege to all the beer people out there, but you can also usually find some after all of this at a Biddy's or at a Jewel, at a corner store, because these people buy some and all of a sudden it's there. So you can buy some of the Bourbon County Stouts. I want to get the proprietors. I want to get a couple of the specialty beers, and cannot wait to get some of them and taste some of them. If I do, we'll have some of them right here on Huebs, Views, and Brews. Until then, until next week, don't forget, Sunday, The Whistle, Sports Bar and Grill, 159 over on 159th Street. We'll be there at 10:30.
Yep.
Be there at 10:30.
I'll be there early. So if you guys want to come hang out with me and hang out and have a few beers beforehand, I'll be there bright and early at about 9 o'clock. This guy shows up late.
I show up at 10:15.
He wakes up late.
Yeah. And I will get out there. We'll have a great time and watching the Bears. I'll be able to stick around for the whole game this Sunday, and then we'll do a quick post game. Hopefully it's a post game with a Bears victory. So come on out and meet us at the Whistle. Don't forget Mike on Wednesday with his show, the Fat Mike Sports Show. And also tomorrow, I always forget the name of it.
The One-Timer Hockey Show.
One-Timer Hockey Show with Matt and Andrew Faubert right here. You can catch it right here on 1252. You can find all of our stuff on, you can find it on Facebook, you can find it on YouTube, Twitch, and also on Spotify,
Twitter.
Yep, everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Find us all everywhere.
You cannot miss us. We are everywhere.
Spread us around like fertilizer. We do it all the time.
Yep.
So I'll be back next Monday, but if you come on Sunday, we'll see us then. We'll also be recording the pregame show, maybe a quick halftime show, and then a postgame show right here on 1252. Fat Mike, Fred Huebner, thanks for watching.
Thanks for having me.
On a Monday night, always right here on Huebs, Views, and Brews.
Take care, boys.
Thank you for listening to 1252 Sports Chicago.